Happy Monday! Hi everyone, I'm so excited to see you guys. How's everyone doing? Hello. Hey friends. Alrighty, we're gonna get started. Yay!
Hi.
Hi, girlfriend.
Hi. Wow, that's really close on my face. Let me just move that.
No, it takes some getting used to.
Wow. Okay, like it's not getting any better. I'm gonna go sit by the window. Holy cow.
I know, and I kind of wish I had dimmer lighting. It's all the things. I'm like, okay, hi.
Here we are.
Here we are in all our beautiful glory. Hi, friend.
Hi.
Are you watching The Bachelor, or did you already watch it?
Just finished.
Just finished. Okay, Is
Yep.
it a good one? Is it a good week?
That's kind of boring.
Oh, no.
It's a little
goes
bit
on a
boring.
high, and then it kind of,
I mean,
and then the four guys
Yep.
or four girls, that's
Yep.
when I come back, and I'm
Yes.
excited.
Yes, come back next week. It looks real dramatic. But,
It does.
Yeah, this week was just kind of boring. So
Not that great.
No.
I'm kind of into The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
I have not watched that.
Oh, it's good.
I've heard it's really good, but I haven't watched it.
It's good. It's good. Okay, I recommend it. After The Bachelor, or if you need a new show,
Okay.
The Wonderful
Got
Mrs.
it.
Maisel.
On the list.
I'm so happy you're here and that
Thank you for
you were
having me.
free to chat with me.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Well, so one of the biggest thing, and we've known each other for a few years now, and I actually don't know your two adoption stories. And I just thought it would be fun to hear them for the first time with the live audience.
Woohoo.
Woohoo! And for us to talk about that, to talk about life and a dream retreat. So I guess, should we start?
Sure.
Okay, we can
Sure.
start. If you want to introduce yourself, and then I know an adoption story could be long. So if you want to,
Sure.
yeah, shorten the beautiful two stories, not just one.
Right.
Two stories, if you can, or we could go long. I'm excited.
Well, you know, I mean, it's late here, so
It is late. What time is it? I always forget about
10:30.
time zone. 10:30. Yeah, girl. Usually I'm
10:30.
fast asleep.
So I have abbreviated versions. We're good to go.
Okay, let's work it. Go, girl.
I'm Elizabeth, clearly. And I have two boys. We adopted both of our boys. They both have Down syndrome. Dex is 8 and Gus is 3. Mm-hmm. So we had started on the adoption journey, not really looking to adopt a child with Down syndrome. Just that's how we were going to grow our family. And we were matched with a precious birth mom. And about 3 weeks before her due date, we found out that her baby boy had Down syndrome. And so my favorite part of the story is I was on a beach trip and they called my husband and said, he has Down syndrome. Do you still want him? It's okay if you don't. Like, if that's too much, we have another family. It'll be fine. And Brian was like, yes, of course we want him. He's ours. Like, there's no question. And then he called me and he said, hey, by the way, everything's good. Dex has Down syndrome. It's fine. We're going to be fine. We're good. We got this. And I was like, okay. So, which I loved getting our diagnosis call from my husband.
Oh.
That was sweet. You know what I mean? That was
amazing.
That was good.
Yeah.
Because then that did give me the confidence to go, all right, well, this happened for a reason. He's our kid.
Right.
Don't love him any differently. Fast forward, Dex was born. We were in the room. We were the first people to hold him.
Oh.
All of those fun things.
Yes.
Brought him home with us, and he's still here 8 years later. Just as cute as can be.
And wouldn't you know it, he's still here.
That's right. That's right. See, there's my I just chunked it all into one thing.
Perfect.
So
it wasn't complicated at all. Your story wasn't complicated at all.
No.
Straightforward adoption.
Yep.
And who'd you go through?
We used Christian Adoption Consultants.
Which you work for now.
Which I work for now. I'm an adoption assistant. And we use them for both of our adoptions. So
okay, awesome.
Yeah, we came to find them, and it was great because they just walked us through the whole process.
Nice.
Gus, we started the process again when Dex was 5, because I wanted him in kindergarten before we grew our family more. Yes. So we put everything on hold because we had a trying IEP year. Mm-hmm. There's that.
Yeah. A common story in our community.
That's right. So we finished our home study, and the next week got the call on a Thursday that there was a baby boy that was 5 weeks early, and he was in the NICU, and his birth parents had not known beforehand that he had Down syndrome, and so they decided to make an adoption plan afterwards.
Right.
And had seen our profile and chose us. So we found out about him on a Thursday, met him on a Tuesday.
Bada bing, bada boom.
That's right. And the rest is history. Spent some time in the NICU. We have an open adoption with him. So we see his birth parents. We're seeing them next week, actually. So we see them a lot. Yeah.
What does that look like for you guys with the open adoption? Is it like once a year or twice?
It's become a lot more. It started out just sending pictures once a month. And so I would just send a couple pictures in a Dropbox. And then it was them coming to our house, us going to their house, making special trips. We've been to Disney World together. Oh. It's Gus has a full biological sister, so we get to see them. Mm-hmm. So we get to see them grow up together and, be around each other and all that fun stuff. So,
I love that.
Yeah. So they're just part of our family.
Yes, I love that. And you don't have that with Dex, right? That's just with Gus.
Just with Gus. Yeah, with Dex, we do the standard send letters and pictures to the agency once a year, and then they give those to his birth mom.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And with your, it's Christian Adoption Network?
Christian Adoption Consultants.
Mm-hmm. Christian Adoption Consultants.
Yes.
Do they work with all families? Like I'm here in California. Could I work with them as well? Because I know that's a question, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but a lot of people who have had a child with Down syndrome are kind of opened up to this beautiful new world and hey, I could do this again.
Right.
I get a lot of messages with parents wanting to know, how do I go about in the process? And I remember we talked about this. I'm like, you need to share your story and about the place you work for because they work with everyone around the U.S.
Yes. Yeah. So we have consultants all over. Like I said, I'm an adoption assistant. Consultant assistant. So I work for one of the adoption consultants. I have been a consultant before. Okay. And the great thing is you can be anywhere in the U.S. and we kind of guide you towards adoption-friendly states and agencies within those states.
Okay.
So that's who we would work with. And then the consultant just walks you through everything. Every question you have, every question about your home study, where to get your home study done. That's a whole where do you go?
Right.
So we have places that we recommend, agencies we recommend, all of that start to finish. There's a consultant with you from the very beginning through bringing your baby home. So it's a really cool, I'm very thankful that we had it because I had no idea where to start. Yeah. So like I said, long before I worked there, we used them. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Cool. I know I worked there, but pretty cool.
It is pretty cool because once you make that decision, you and your partner, you're kind of left to just go straight to the internet
Yep.
And we were like just kind of randomly eating, meeny, miny, mo.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm
yeah. If
glad
you're not going to go through
talking
the
about
state,
it. Yes.
yeah, that's your other. It's just the random options. If you're
Totally.
not,
And we went through our home study, some local to us. Is that what you would recommend? So you find
Yes.
like you do a home study in your state,
Mm-hmm.
and then once your home study ready, we contact you, right? Or you're
Either way.
okay.
So I can either tell you where to go get a home study done, like here's some
Right.
agencies that we've heard are great,
Right.
or you can get one and then come to CAC just for the agency matching portion of the adoption. So it's like anytime is
Right.
good. And there you can have a profile, you don't have to have a profile. You can have a home study, you don't have to have a home study.
Right.
So it's
your placement, right?
Yes.
You find out about the babies. And
Yep.
that's also the same with where we found out about Sunny was the National Down Syndrome Adoption Network.
Yes.
And do you know Stephanie?
I
Have you met her before?
I
She was at the
do.
DSD.
Yes.
She's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
That's
Absolutely
another great
amazing.
connection.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a huge, like, if you are looking to adopt a baby with Down syndrome, definitely that is a place to go. Mhm. For sure.
Now, your journey and your story with Dex and Gus, like they both have Down syndrome. They're both boys, but they couldn't be more different, right? Could you kind
so
of
accurate.
talk about that? I mean,
Yes.
just like any child, like all four of mine, I'm like, okay, I didn't think I could know more different children. And then they keep
Yes.
coming and they're all different.
Yes.
Like, great.
Yes. They are so different. And it's funny because when we found out about Gus, I was like, oh, he has Down syndrome. Well, I have a kid with Down syndrome, so I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I've got this.
Right.
And then Gus came along and I was like, I have to parent these children completely differently.
Yeah.
Just like any other family.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Dex was our firstborn. So it was just kind of survival, right?
Right.
I mean, with your firstborn, it's like you're fed.
Everything's
you
extra.
sleep,
You're
yeah,
high
you're
strung. Figuring it out.
I have 20 bags to go everywhere.
Yes.
But Dex had, gosh, he was so much fun as a tiny little baby, so much personality. Right. And he has grown into quite the jokester as well. He is 8 now and thinks, he's all 8-year-old boy of potty humor and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And teasing kind of.
Yes. And Gus is a fireball of energy, who right now he's just not into talking.
Oh,
so we just grunt a lot, but he has a lot of signs. But like that's one of the main differences, like because I could go through a lot.
Right.
But Dex was very vocal. Dex spoke a lot. Gus doesn't. Like their personalities are totally different. And that was manifested, I guess, more this year when we found out about Dex's dual diagnosis. So that has been real new for us.
Yes.
And just another, there again, difference in my boys. So we found out about that in June. Yep. He was diagnosed in June with autism as well. Mm-hmm. And of course, that doesn't make him any less amazing. It makes him more amazing. But that's right. That's right. I mean,
100%. I mean,
as it is.
Dex, he is amazing.
He is. So that has changed a little bit of what we do and how we do it. And I mean, for everybody in our household, for Gus as well. But finding that out was super helpful for me. Mm-hmm. After seeing the differences in my kiddos and the differences that the way Dex was at 3 and the way Gus was at 3. And I was like, I think there's something else going on, but you just can't put your finger on it. And then mommy gut, I'm a firm believer in mommy gut.
100, yes, same. Same.
Of like, this is what my gut is telling me. And there's something else happening here and I need to figure it out. So, so that's been a big thing in our household recently.
I remember us talking about it, and I remember asking you, like, finding out that diagnosis, did it kind of give you another window into when a mom of a child with Down syndrome finds out that diagnosis right then, right there? You know, because
Yes.
we got to choose our adorable babies
Yes.
with Down syndrome.
Yes.
You know, and so, but you didn't choose autism,
Right.
which is fine, but it's
Exactly.
just like, it was sprung on you. It was something that was just a surprise.
Yes.
That again, like you would choose Dex over and over and over again, but it was just a shock.
Oh.
Ragamuffin just walked in. He's like, Mommy, what are you doing?
Oh,
This is Rose.
hi, buddy. Hi, how are you?
Oh, okay, yeah. Daddy's in his office if you want to say hi.
Sweet boy.
He's like, what are you doing, Mom?
I was like, wait, your kids are still up? And then I remembered it's not bedtime for them. I was like, ow.
He's our night owl. Like, Sunny's asleep, Shepherd's asleep, and the baby's asleep. But he's the one that does the whole, like, sneaks out of his room, like, 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
Good
Yep,
night,
we have
bud.
one of
Good
those
night.
as well. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, yeah, I kind of thought that was interesting. I remember, because Sunny's my first, I remember when Rhodes was born, they're 18 months apart, and he was progressing. And I think the weight of, like, my form of grieving, not in a bad way, but just like, okay, I really see how my daughter, who I brought home as an infant, as a baby, who was just doing everything as a baby
Mm-hmm.
should do. And then slowly, like, it took her a while to walk, and she wasn't really talking. Again, she was perfect, but, like, Rhodes was starting to crawl on all fours. Like, it was just different things that I kind of felt that sting of, like, ooh, like, okay, things will be different for you. Things will be hard. And, like, I need to even process that, even though I knew that from the start, even though I know adults with Down syndrome and I know the beautiful life they could all grow up to have. Absolutely. I still was like, oh. And I feel that wave as she gets older, just that wave of like, okay, now shake that off. I had my tears, shake that off, moving on.
100%.
And I find that surprising, like, even as an advocate, even like as like, okay, I'm shouting her worth and I know, and then I still, like, I just don't want anything hard.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, and it just like you said, like, it just comes in waves.
Yes.
Because it's like a big wave and you feel your breath is taken away.
Yeah.
And then it kind of subsides and you're like, okay. And then another wave comes.
And then another wave.
Yeah. So it's when you least expect it too.
It
like,
is.
His autism diagnosis, I thought he possibly had ADHD.
Okay.
And took him for his neuropsych eval, and the doctor brought out the paper and he was like, I'm going to have you fill this out and I'm going to have you come sit with us. And I was like, okay. And it said,
in trouble,
autism spectrum, like across across the top. And he was like, are you okay? Is this shocking for you? And I was like, well, I mean, he has Down, like, we're fine.
Right.
We're used to doing things different, things differently. So we're fine, but
give me a minute.
Yeah. And that, it took me several days, not because my feelings about Dex had changed, not because I was like so devastated that I didn't know where to go, but it was just so much. And so I can only imagine a woman who is giving birth and didn't know, or even a woman who hasn't given birth yet.
Right.
And gets that diagnosis, like, it's like just knocks the wind out of you.
And knocks the wind out of you. Mm-hmm. And I've heard some parents, and I don't know if you have felt the same or if you could speak into this, that have talked about, like, okay, my child has Down syndrome and my child has autism. Where does my child fit in to that? Like, okay, my child's not completely, I guess if you want to say, acting like a person with Down syndrome.
Absolutely.
And then, but he or she doesn't fit the entire mold of autism. It's funny how we still, like, even in knowing a diagnosis, we still kind of want to put our kiddos in a box and
In a
be like,
box.
okay, I want to understand you like this. Now I want to understand you like this, but
Yep.
where do you fit in?
Yes.
What do you say to that? Like, that's so strange.
You're
Like,
asking
why
the
do we do
wrong
that?
person.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to fit them in boxes sometimes that I don't need to fit them in.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question, Mercedes.
Oh, sorry. Sprung that on you. That was not on the list of questions that I sent you.
Okay.
But it just
It's
came
okay.
to my mind of how, like, I've had friends say that, like, okay,
Yeah.
like, where does my child fit in now into our community? And
Yeah.
they still fit right into our community.
Of course.
It's just
of course.
different in our own life, but not different to me. Like, I see Dex and I don't see, okay, but he also has autism. So,
Right.
Like, there's nothing like that
Mhm.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet him at the DSDN and he was very sweet
He's
and charming.
the best. He's very charming. He's very flirtatious at this age. He just will take over a room.
I love that
You
so
will let
much.
him.
And I love your family and how you guys all travel together. And I love a dream retreat. Can you tell everybody about a dream retreat?
Yes. I'm so excited. I mean, I was excited to like share my story, but I'm excited about this part too. So when Mercedes and I met, what, 3 years ago? 2
I
years ago?
want to say 3, but is that too long ago? I think it's 3 though.
I think it's 3. Shepherd was tiny, like tiny baby.
He was only 4 months old.
Yeah. So yeah. So like tiny Shepherd.
Yeah.
And we met at a mom's retreat.
Right.
And during that retreat, 2 other moms and I kind of just started talking, and we're like, well, we see each other on Instagram all the time because Down syndrome community on Instagram is my favorite.
I know.
It's the best.
It's the best.
And we were like, well, we'd really like to like meet your kids in person that we see all the time in these little squares. And we'd love for our husbands to meet, and we'd love just to do something as a family.
Right.
But that adds a lot of different layers when you're looking at bringing families together with like having big groups of families.
Right.
With kiddos who are differently abled. That's just very specifically Down syndrome in a Dream Retreats case. But that has a lot of extra things to think about. So it took us a little while. Yeah. Yeah. We were like, our number one thing is we have to have volunteers. We have to have extra hands for all those families so that they can feel relaxed and make connections with other families.
And
because that's really what we want.
Family vacation, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So we don't, I mean, there's several families that have come to the Dream Retreat and they were like, we've never done anything like this because it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, one of my kids likes sand and the other one hates sand, and one of them and it's like, how do you navigate all of that while still having time as a family? And so that's what a Dream Retreat was born out of, was meeting. I mean, selfishly, we just wanted to meet each other's families.
Totally.
And now
and have fun and be on vacation together.
That's right. And go somewhere cool and eat meals.
I love that.
Dance. So that's where it was born out of. And now this will be our 4th one next week. Yeah.
Next week. Okay.
Next
so
week.
What's your plan? What does a Dream Retreat look like? Can you tell everybody?
Yes, absolutely. So they're Thursday to Sunday. So it's a nice long weekend. And we have family activities like pool parties and bonfires on the beach. And we moved to different locations. So based on the location is what activities we have. But there's always family activities with lots of extra volunteers and help. Then we have times for the moms to go away separately, alone by themselves, while the dads and kids have activities for them to connect. And then we do the same. So then the dads get to go and the moms get to stay back with the kids and do activities and connect with other moms as well as, their own kiddos. We do a date night for the parents, which is also something that a lot of people are like, we don't have date nights.
Them? Okay.
Right. Because we have trained volunteers.
Don't walk.
That's right. And who stay with the kiddos, and the kiddos are always having so much fun anyway. So we have a parents' night out. I'm trying to think. We have big family activities. So it's just every different way that you can make connections with other families who live similar lives, even though you're very different and you live in different places and you have different family dynamics. Mm-hmm. There's just a commonality that we have all together as parents of a person with Down syndrome. So, or people in my case.
Your guard can go down. You're not the only family with a kiddo who has special needs. So there's just like no explaining. It's just special.
Yep. No explanations necessary. That is one of our favorite sayings. And the kids, we've really noticed even the kids all being together is so sweet just to see. Like mine, for example, doesn't love big crowds of people. And oftentimes he'll be off by himself while, you know, there's a group of kids over here. But at a dream retreat, he loves it. Oh. Because I just feel like these are like, well, these people understand me. They're my people. Oh. So he can be completely himself. And he's right in the middle of everything, which is just
amazing,
crazy to me. So I think the kids really feel it as well. And I say kids, I mean, we've had babies all the way up to, I think our oldest person has been 17. So like big age range. So it's not just for people with babies or people with toddlers.
Teens,
I mean, it's
and young adults. All families, really.
All families. I was going to say, even with adults.
Right.
So, yeah.
I remember, so we got to go one time to a Johnny and Friends retreat, and that's it's Christian based, but it's also for families with all different disabilities. Yes. So even if the parent has a disability, it's all different. But I just remember Rhodes walking into it and being like, oh, this girl has a brother with a different ability. Yeah. Like even that aspect of like our kiddos who are sibling to a person with a different ability, to see that commonality and to be around other families, I think is totally dynamic.
Yes.
And totally needed. Yeah. So I feel like a dream retreat also offers that. Which is a
that was thing. You found what I forgot. Okay. We do activities too for the siblings. Like they have chances to get together even without their siblings who have Down syndrome. So they're just in that sibling group and they can talk and share and, you know,
it's amazing. And then the dads, it's hard to get the dads together. It's so hard. They have to work and all the things. So I feel like that, again, I just think that's a blessing that you've provided for a lot of parents. And where can they find you? At Dream Retreat, right?
Yes, at a Dream Retreat.
At a Dream Retreat. Yes. And you have one coming up next week. And then when's your next one?
The next one is going to be announced next week as well. We have a contest going on our page where if you guess, we're getting you Starbucks. So go over there and make a guess.
That's right. Go there now and make a guess.
That's right. How to that is coming very soon.
Oh my goodness. Okay, exciting. Well, I want to bring it out to our crowd, our audience.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, I saw one that said, where do you live? Because we were talking about the time.
I live a little bit north of Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Did you know I was like, we were, my family, 2 seconds away from moving to Chattanooga.
You would have been an hour and 20 minutes from Mercedes.
When we flew in, we always fly into Atlanta and then drive to Chattanooga. Yeah. It was a hot minute. It was really fun.
Chattanooga's great. It's a great place to spend a weekend. Like
it's super cute.
Yes. It's really
so
is.
Cute.
It really is.
Let's see. This one says, as a sibling that's very involved in my brother's life, I often find it hard to find people that understand. Other parents do, but often don't take me seriously, even though I'm 23. LOL. I could see that. Like,
absolutely.
You always think parent to parent, but what about a sibling? I see that.
We actually had, at our last one, we had 2 siblings that were in their 20s that came with their families as well. So they got to connect with each other, but I can imagine that's hard to as a 23-year-old, like not having those connections with people.
Yeah. Or like being able to speak with like confidence about like a person with Down syndrome and have someone be like, oh, well, you're just a sibling. Kind
Yep. Yeah.
Like, no, they know.
Right. They probably know better.
They probably know better.
I mean,
because us parents, we could have like rose-colored glasses or just kind of be like, I don't know, not that attuned.
Well, we're parenting.
Well, we're parenting so many humans.
That's right.
Siblings, no. Okay, any more questions? A lot of people saying they want to go to a dream retreat. Obvi.
Love it. Come on.
And they could probably get on your email list, right? If they subscribe.
Yes, there's a subscribe pop-up that comes up when you go to our website. So you can put in your email there.
Okay. Well, do you have any final thoughts, my friend?
I mean, thanks for having me. This is so exciting.
I
told Brian he had to go away and not listen because I was like, I'll get nervous if you listen. So he had to go to the other room. This is my first like talking. Thankfully it was you. So I'm like, it's my friend. I'm just talking to my friend.
It's a friend. I know. I actually kind of get, this one's my 4th or 5th interview doing it like this. And I still like think about it all day. I'm like, okay, I've got to get dressed today.
Listen, I didn't get dressed until 9:30 tonight. Because I had a sick kid all day, so I was like, I don't know. I gotta curl my hair, put on some makeup at 9:30 to do this.
I love that so much. Oh, that's the best. Well, everybody is saying thank you.
Oh, thank you guys for being
we did
here.
amazing, apparently, which I love.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, well, friend, I'm gonna go watch The Bachelor now.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Just get ready to fast forward. There's some boring parts. So.
Okay. Oh, the worthy 3. Okay, this is another partner.
That's right. She's another Dream Retreat co-founder.
Actually, you should probably, talk about those girls.
Yes. So Amber is the worthy 3. She's down there giving all the kiss faces. And
Hi,
go follow her. She is like my hero. Literally.
100%.
She is amazing. So go follow her. And then Katie is a little something extra. We
probably all have the shirts.
The shirts, yeah. That's her t-shirt company. So go follow her as well because she's awesome. And yeah, they're the 2 other girls that I had known for a really long time. I followed Amber, but had just met Katie at the same retreat where I met Mercedes, and so 3 of us just hit it off.
Oh, no way. You just met Katie that weekend?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did not know her at all.
I didn't know that. So, and everybody, this retreat is called the Lucky Mamas Retreat.
Yes.
Put on with Heather Avis and Liz Plachta.
Yeah.
She's going to kill me. But with Ruby's Rainbow.
Yes.
And if you want to know about that retreat, I think you just go to Ruby's Rainbow email or Ruby's Rainbow website, and you could get your name on the list because that kind of goes up fast.
Yes.
And does a dream retreat
really
too?
fast.
I just want everybody to hustle and get their names on all the things.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh, well, so good talking to you, girlfriend.
You too.
I'll see you on Instagram.
Sounds good.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.